Hi, this is my research entitled Inquiry-Based Learning Approach, an approach to improve the academic performance in Grade 6 Science. I am Sharlyn Martonito, Teacher 3 of Bancod Elementary School, District of Indang, Division of Cavite, Calabarzon Region. Teachers are the most important factor for realizing intention in education. Previous researches has noted that teachers' perception play a key role in reaching goal and that they are crucial agents in educational reform. Department of Education outlined a National Science Education Standards, which was a watershed event in science education, returning the education sector attention to the importance of teaching science through inquiry after the back to basic movement or culture that dominated education policy in 2000s Philippine old curricula, which are the BEC and RBEC. This new initiative compelled one of the most significant educational reform in the country, the implementation of K-12 basic education program. To unify the understanding of K-12, DepEd issues Order Number 21 Series of 2019 entitled Policy Guidelines on the K-12 Education Program. It states that the curriculum shall use pedagogical approaches such as inquiry-based as prescribed by Republic Act No. 10533, otherwise known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. For the past 3 years, I have observed that Science 6 got the lowest mean percentage score in the periodical test as compared to other subjects, not to mention the low percentage of entrance exam passers to science high schools. I thought of using the inquiry-based learning approach, specifically the 7Es learning model, so that pupils will become engaged in many activities and thinking process for the purpose of increasing their academic performance, specifically in science. I thought of two research questions that could work for this type of study. The first question that I came up with was what is the academic performance of grade 6 pupils in science before and after the use of inquiry-based approach? When I say academic performance, it specifically means the result of periodical test. The second question that I came up with was, is there a significant difference in the academic performance of grade 6 pupils in science before and after the implementation of inquiry-based approach? These questions were addressed in the study of this research. This study was done to determine the effectiveness of inquiry-based learning approach to grade 6 pupils of Bancod Elementary School for school year 2019-2020. Grade 3, 4, and 5 pupils were not considered as respondents. The research for this study was done by giving pretest and posttest using the validated teacher-made test. This teacher-made test was validated by the master teacher of the school. I asked the permission from the school head and parents to use the 39 grade 6 pupils, which is composed of 20 boys and 19 girls, as the participants or source of data and information. I used purposive sampling to identify the respondents. After all the permission had been granted, the action plan was made and the materials were prepared. I administered the pretest and this served as the record for pretest. For the entire second quarter, I used inquiry-based learning approach in teaching the topics. Then post-test was given. Pretest and post-test serve as the basis of comparison. Since I used paper and pencil test and the data can be interpreted with paired sample t-test, quantitative approach of analysis was employed. To examine the academic difference of pupils, the mean standard deviation and mean percentage score of both pretest and posttest were calculated, which were indicated in Table 1. Table 1 shows the mean difference of the pretest and posttest scores. For pretest, the number of respondents is 39, number of items is 50, mean is 30.82, SD is 6.13, and MPS is 61.64. For posttest, the number of respondents is 39, number of items is 50, mean is 41.77, SD is 4.78, and MPS is 83.54. This shows that the mean scores of the class in the application of pretest was 30.82 and its mean score in the posttest was 41.77 with a difference of 10.95 in favor of the posttest. To examine the significance of the difference, the paired sample t-test analysis was used by the researcher and the results were presented in Table 2. Table 2 shows the significance of the difference of the pretest and post-test scores. Again, the number of respondents is 39, number of items is 50, p-value is 15.78, p-value is 0.000, and the remarks is significant. Table 2 also shows that the calculated t of this difference was 15.78 and its significance level was 0.000, which indicate that there is a significant difference between the two means. This indicates the effectiveness of using inquiry-based learning approach in the retention among the grade 6 pupils. Inquiry-based learning approach pays more attention to the student's previous knowledge and experiences, and it is interested in selecting and organizing the content skills by which it made easy for the learner to absorb and process the learning materials in his cognitive structures beside forming new cognitive structures. This helped the students link the new knowledge with their previous knowledge and experiences. Rather than simply memorizing the facts, pupils make their own connection about what they would get by just memorizing and recalling facts. Inquiry puts students in the middle of experiments and gains the student a sense of responsibility for the result. Even though the researcher tried varied experiments based on the inquiry approach, the pupils continued to show the same interest and enthusiasm for each experiment. The classroom environment turned into active discussion and participation. This this was supported by the conclusion of Pandy that inquiry training model have statistically significant effect over conventional teaching method on academic achievement of student. So, I plan to continue incorporating the inquiry-based learning approach to improve students' performance. The group of pupils performs better in post-test compared to the pre-test. This showed that there was a significant increase or significant difference in the academic performance of pupils, and therefore the use of inquiry-based learning approach in teaching science is effective. The respondents shows bigger increase in the mean percentage score of post-test as compared to pre-test. This implies that inquiry-based learning approach is one of the most effective approach in teaching science because it helped to increase the pupils' academic performance. Overall, the findings of the study supported the advantage of the use of inquiry-based learning approach. This helps the teacher facilitate the difficult concept and helps the learner acquire the abstract concepts that require an ability to abstract thinking skills to be understood and which are difficult for some students with ordinary thinking skills to understand by usual methods. This also generates a kind of functional learning among learners that lasts for a longer period. Inquiry-based learning have been found effective and should be incorporated in teaching grade 3, 4 and 5 science. The use of inquiry-based learning approach is recommended. Pupils should be exposed in different experiments by which it made easy for them to process learning materials in cognitive structures. It is also recommended to conduct similar research using other respondents and variables. That's all. Thank you.